But chat, we've got other things to talk about that are not, like I said, 90s bands and childhood boy bands from when I was a kid, or weird metal bands that people have probably never heard of. We've got to talk about Rocket League. We've got two things primarily to discuss, and one has a lot to it. So the first one, and one that I'm just excited to tell you guys about, if you guys are going to the major, I know that might be a small niche of people, something to pay attention to. V1 still go hard, and they're doing a watch party. So V1 is confirmed to be doing a watch party in Rotterdam. It will be done on Thursday and Friday. So if you guys are in Rotterdam, it is at the Hollywood Event Center. Now, I don't know if you guys know what the Hollywood Event Center is, but it is 4,000 square feet of awesome. I talked to V1 staff, the person who had been planning this and working on this behind the scenes for a while, and this place is bonkers. First things first, they have a full, like, stage full of, like, Formula 1, like, PC, like, driving simulation things. Okay? So that's one thing you can do. They also have Lucky Putt mini golf, which is just a good time. Like, who doesn't like mini golf? The course actually looks pretty sick. Like, that looks like a really fun time. Because, yes, there's going to be a lot of matches. There's going to be 2 days of Rocket League. And you know what? Sometimes it is fun to just have a couple drinks and play some games with your friends. So that'll be going on. They also have an X-Cube escape room, which only downfall for us Americans. I don't speak that language, nor can I read it. So definitely not going to be able to escape. I wonder if they have an English like option, but I think that'd be a really fun content piece. I may, like, if I go, like if I'm at the event and V1 is like, yeah, you can come too, I may pull some people from the crowd and be like, yo, who wants to do an escape room for a content video? I think that'd be so much fun. So maybe I'll do that. I'll probably like ask V1 if I'm there to have like a camera crew, and I'm like, yo, can I just steal Trevor and we're gonna shoot an escape room, and I'm gonna put it on my channel. Get over it. So I think that could be really fun as well. So they have an escape room, they've got mini golf, they've got the Race Square Rotterdam, as they call it, which I think is cool. And then they also have extra activities, because who doesn't like getting into extra activities? They've got shuffleboard, street curling, interactive darts. They've got pool tables or billiards, beer pong. You know how like Team Twitter and all these kids, I say kids because I'm old in the scene, but you know how all these kids in like the Rocket League scene that go to these events are like, yeah, kick your butt in beer pong? You should come and watch like me and John Sandman, or some of us older crowd that have been drinking for longer than these kids have been out of diapers, play beer pong. That's all I'm saying. So I am looking forward to having a great time if I go. I still got to figure out if that's happening, but if I do, I hope to see you all there. And if you are thinking about going, again, go to version 1's Twitter, make sure you RSVP. It's so they can get a head count, so they can make sure that they don't go through like fired hazard stuff. I can tell you this is going to be packed. I will tell you right now, based upon the other stuff that's in Rotterdam, this is going to be the place you want to be. And it's going to be awesome, because if you can't watch the Rocket League event, why do it from a hotel room or from the comfort of your couch when you can do it with hundreds of people that are all part of the community having a good time? Like, it's gonna be awesome. Like, that venue is sick. Shout outs to Katie. If you guys don't know Katie, who hosts and does all the events, she's the event coordinator, or one of them. Katie and Chris over at V1, they do an incredible job. This venue is gonna be freaking awesome. I saw photos of it, but like, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. That looks awesome. It looks like so much fun. I hope you guys all go. I'm just saying, if you are going to the event and you're not trying to get into that, like, you're crazy. Like, that looks so much fun. What a good way to celebrate some Rocket League. So V1, check out their Twitter. I'm sure they'll have more details and stuff as well. Or if you go to my Twitter, I did retweet it. So that's that. The other thing, obviously, Liquipedia, we've been talking about how there's a bunch of things on the side channel. You're trying to follow what's going on. Where are all these tournaments? Crazy enough, in the other video, I talked about how there's a bunch of upcoming tournaments during the downtime before Rotterdam and everything else. And a bunch of them have been announced since. Obviously, we talked about the Fall 5K that we helped out with for Fear. You've got Johnny Boy doing his as well. I forget the name of his, like, his Rocket League tournament thing that he's doing as well. Between all the, like, collegiate stuff that's been going on and everything else. You've got John Salmon doing some, like, crazy show matches. Sunless Khan is doing, like a kind of like a behind the scenes, like, kind of like talk show with 4 creators, like Waitin and some others. You've got now Musty and NRG doing like a King of the Hill thing. There's, yeah, the Pro Drops tournaments. That's it. So you have the Pro Drops EU Invitational, which is a 1v1 by Johnny. You've got the Fall 5K, which is by Fear. You then have Musty doing a King of the Hill tournament for $20,000. That's going to be going on. You've got multiple collegiate events. And then the newest one, which is the bubble, has been added as well. It's gonna be a partnership with Gen G and Mobile One, and apparently Jack. Apparently Jack put out that tweet saying like, yo, I want to run a bubble tournament and support the scene. And the cool thing about this is it is showing us some of the teams, and because these teams are kind of in that bubble, roster changes are happening. That's kind of the main thing I wanted to talk about. Couple things. Number one, Rogue is not playing anymore. Rogue, to my knowledge, is having issues with like tryouts and trying to figure out teams and all that kind of stuff. So Rogue is no longer playing, and they were replacing him with somebody else. It will no longer be Rogue. It is now Poco Loco. Poco Loco is playing now instead. I don't remember who's on that team. Let's see if I can find it. Poco Loco is Lunar, Beastabanium, and J-Pow. There you go. So, because Poco Loco is coming in and joining, that means we've got some other teams that have been displaying for you guys on screen. Number one, we talked about how Dark Zero, no longer with J-Pow in their situation. I think it was Zanil, trying to rebuild. Potential that Turbopolsa engulfs the Soul roster with Stealth and Knight, who have had success. And then Soul and Knight become Dark Zero with Turbopolsa. That's potential. You're talking about Ghost Gaming, trying to figure out what their situation is going to be. Maybe Zanil, no longer on Dark Zero, goes over there. Taroko, who was on Rogue, where's Taroko going to go? We don't know. This tournament is going down this weekend. I will be casting some of the matches. I'm pretty sure I cast Soul's first match, if I remember correctly. It's a Swiss format, so you're going to see $10,000 on the line. First round is Swiss, so they'll do the standard Swiss. That'll be going down on Friday. Saturday is quarterfinals, and then Sunday is semifinals and grand finals. So I highly recommend tuning into this tournament. There is a lot of new rosters that are being built and developed. You already see Xset is now with Kinsey instead of Evo. Who knows what Scud's going to do for their third. 26 Rising, Money Expert. Who's their third? We don't know. This team, again, like I mentioned, is replaced. Lil Step Rose is missing a third. Like, there is definitely some importance to looking at this. If you're trying to figure out like the current and like most recent teams that are trying to be formulated, again, these aren't finalized. There is chances that these still change. There's 100% chances that we still see some swaps, but basically you can treat this tournament like official tryouts for bubble teams right now. The teams that are anywhere from, I would say, what, 12 to 32, you know, is kind of a place to do it. The other one as well, Luminosity and Delta. Kinsey, we already knew about that one, but Delta, we talked about how Dignitas is kind of in that in-between. We don't know what the situation is. We don't know where things are going. It was what? Drees, Delta, and who's their third on Dig? I don't even remember. There's so much to pay attention to. Drees, Delta, and Andy. That's right. So maybe it's now Drees, Andy, and third. You know, like, these are kind of the things that, again, are going to determine what happens when we get into the middle of the pack stuff. Like, when we get into these global rankings, teams in this area are up for grabs. Like, these teams are very close in points. All it takes is one top 8, and they're right back in it. So, again, between shooting distance of trying to get into those moments, these are obviously going to start to snowball. But, like, this is open territory. There is a chance to punch your ticket into a top 8 consistent, and all of a sudden you find yourself at a major and you make up those points and it comes down to spring. So I think there's a lot of reason to pay attention to tournaments like this and what they can be. That's the wrong thing. So is that. Yeah, watching these tournaments I think are super important. I think there's a lot of things to pay close attention to in regards to like the results, the things that can happen, as well as like potential tryouts. Again, Shift is doing the dirty work. They're continuing to put together a lot of things in regards to what's happening during the off season, what's going on with Energy and Furia, and is Kaio sticking with the team and all that kind of crazy stuff, which I'll try to keep you guys up to date on. But yeah, this next month and a half is going to be pretty spicy. So I'll try to keep you guys up to date. If you want to make sure you don't miss out on it, like, subscribe, notifications, all that kind of fun stuff. But come hang out with us. Twitch.tv/Lawler. We talk about this stuff all day. On Saturday, specifically Saturday night, I will be covering some of the matches. I think I have 4 matches scheduled for myself. So come hang out with us and chat and kind of take a first look at Turbopolsa and the new team. Should be a lot of fun. But that's going to do it. See you in the next one. Peace.